sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take a family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Barton Power Sports, Sportsman's Warehouse, and Best Care Home Services. Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Oh, I love Open Mic Saturdays. This is really the fun time. We're going to take your calls, 274-7979, 1-800-759-6279.
And it's May.
It is May, Cinco de Saturday.
Cinco de Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
One day after Cinco
It's
de
a Daryl
Friday.
and Daryl show.
Oh,
Yeah.
I really appreciate all you folks bringing in. You ought to see all the spread we've got here from Greg Ratliff.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
He brought all the leftover chips from
I
all the
just
other
barely
shows
see the top
yesterday.
of his head over all the avocados piled up
Yeah,
in
it's
the control
all,
room.
he went to all of them yesterday and brought us all. Look at this wonderful. It's all he brought us was the Lysol soap.
I know, I got a bottle here. It's got a worm in it.
Anyway, hope everybody had a great week. Great
At least it's
week.
not half a worm.
You know that means that Dave, what's his name? Gabbert is in the studio along with his colleague,
Other brother Daryl.
Giuseppe Smith.
Giuseppe
Yeah,
Smith, not to be confused with Gene Smith. That's his brother from across the sea.
Yes, true.
Gene
true.
Smith, Dave Gabbert in the studio
Good Saturday
on
morning.
this first Saturday of the month, which, again, we want to take your calls. You got questions for Gene or Dave. Don't call me for
Yeah,
questions.
try to stump us.
They've got all the answers. What'd you
I
say
can
about
name that song in 2 notes.
right.
Yeah, stump us, huh?
That's
Okay.
right. Try it. Just try it.
Wasn't stump us on one of the TV shows, The Virginian?
Yeah.
No, that was Trampas.
Yeah,
Okay,
Krampus,
so-
yeah. I like him.
All right. Everybody out there awake on this Saturday morning. We're in the luxurious
We'll try not to put them
Bank
back
of
to sleep.
Ray studio here this morning with everything. And Greg Ratliff is our show producer. A lot of things going on this first Saturday in May, which is hard to believe. It was 49 degrees when I was coming in this morning on my bike. No.
Yesterday was cooler
I thought it
than
was a
that.
tricycle.
Yeah, well, it was like 47, 40. Of course, where you are in Lexington, up in that area, I don't know what the
It was
temperature.
like 41.
It snowed up there.
No, it didn't
Oh,
snow.
man.
Yeah, 41? 41.
Yeah, it was like 41.
So I know all the turkey hunters. This is time you're probably not even up yet. You're going out in the middle of the day to try to get those birds as the season runs through. One more week.
One more week.
One more week of the turkey
Week and a
season.
day.
A week and a day. But what's the next season that opens, Dave?
It'd be spring squirrel.
Spring squirrel season.
Or as the old timers used to, that was the mulberry season.
The mulberry
Mulberry,
season. And that opens when?
May the 13th.
May the 13th. Hard to believe, goes through June or something or another.
Yeah.
But and I know some people that actually do that, and this would be a good squirrel hunting day.
Yeah.
Morning.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
this is-
We got a lot of people, the arguments of, well, why have a spring squirrel season? Nobody hunts. And I said, well, if nobody hunts, then it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
Have a
matter.
season,
Go
you know?
ahead and have it. Yeah, we could have
Go
a
ahead
blue
and have
heron
it.
season. Nobody was hunting.
That's
So
right.
That one person that wants to go out and,
one
take-
person in the whole state
take
was
a
out
squirrel,
there.
go
Yeah.
squirrel hunting.
Among the ticks and chiggers.
Are there those are main things?
Oh, yeah, I got
I was-
chiggers the other day.
You got chickens
I was
the
a
other day?
teenager
You were
before I
at the
found
theater.
out that squirrels were not just for breakfast anymore.
Oh,
That's true.
Yeah.
Really? You were
Yeah.
a teenager?
Yeah.
Okay. How's Mr. Glenn doing?
Doing great. Doing
Mr.
great.
Glenn is 101,
101.
and he's out there in Fraser, and we're saying hello to him. You'll have to say it to it loud, probably.
Yeah.
Well, we want to say hello to Mr. Glenn, and we got lots of fans. But 274-7979, we're going to give away that Avery $25 gift card. You cannot have won it before. We want some new people out there to drop by the Cumberland Avenue store over there, the Superstore, to see John Gordon and all the great folks. And then, of course, we're going to give away that 1-year subscription to the Mid-South Hunting and Fishing Magazine, which I have in front of me here, hot off the presses, a big old crappie on the front, and we hope that you'll enjoy it. You should be able to. It ought to be in the mail to you already for those that take it by subscription, and we hope that you do. But got a little column in there about, just to see David Best open up that new fishing store out in Bartlett. It's a mom and pop. Well, it's a mom and pop, son, and everybody else out
Right.
there, right across from
Good
Sheridan's Ice
location.
Cream. And so I don't know if any of y'all have been by it yet to see it. It's a stock full of store. It's a really nice store. You can go by and watch. He's going to have some hunter education classes, Gene. You need to run by there and see him. And then, but that's on the cover. But the magazine is out, and it's always good to have the magazine out. Lots going on at TWRA.
Yeah.
A lot of
May.
high water.
Yeah. May means water everywhere.
Yeah.
Tell us about it, because I
You
know
know,
I
but-
got a bulletin the other day from Doug Markham over the Nashville office that the season is closed for big game, which that means turkey.
Right. In what we call the Mississippi floodwater zone.
Inside the levee, I guess.
That's below the levee. About a year ago, some of the bordering states, Arkansas and I think Mississippi, they have in their rules and regulations, when their water levels get to a certain height, their big game seasons closes down because
Right.
Yeah.
it's kind of a fair chase thing
Oh, yeah.
because the animals isolated on the islands and
Exactly.
parts of the levees sticking up and stuff. So our Tennessee Fish and Wildlife Commission last year,
Right.
adopted what we call the Mississippi River Floodwater Zone, or we just refer to it as the zone.
Well, it's got a big long MZ's.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got
And,
it's got a
what
name.
it amounts to when the river hits 34 feet at Caruthersville,
Okay.
on the Caruthersville
Not
gauge.
anything to do with our gauge.
Right,
Okay.
but up, that's up,
Because
up
we're
in
going
the
to get
boot
up
hill.
to 32, and the flood is 34, so I think we're going to be
Right,
pushing the flood
so
stage.
34 at Caruthersville will flood on the Tennessee side.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Most of the land below the bluff,
Yeah.
and it affects the main counties along the Mississippi River. Shelby,
Anderson, Tully, and all.
yeah. You got
Yeah.
Shelby, Tipton, Lauderdale, Dyer, Lake.
Okay.
All those.
All that water is pushing, and this is we've had a lot of water, particularly maybe not here. I can't believe we're still 5 inches behind, but up north, and that's really where we get.
And
that's our water.
And
Right.
when if you've been aware of the news the last couple of days up in Missouri and over in Arkansas, they've had to shut
Oh,
major
St. Louis.
interstates down. Interstate 55, Interstate 44.
Yeah, shut down in
And,
St. Louis. Some
So,
of the areas
and
up there.
that will stay closed until it hits 32 on the Memphis gauge. Goes back down and hits 32 on the Memphis gauge.
Well, I mean, that's coming up tomorrow or something like Monday or something like that. It's going to hit 32 on the Memphis gauge. But anyway, TWRA, a lot of things going on with the end of the turkey season.
Right? We've got some looking.
Look at those figures for turkeys.
Yeah,
I'm really.
Nashville Lee, my good friend Lee Wilmot.
Yes,
Lee,
sir.
up
Oh,
there
I know
in
Lee,
Nashville,
yes.
kicked out.
Uh-huh.
They've already taken over 30,000 turkeys.
Golly.
That was compared to 28,000 last year at the same time.
So we're ahead.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
always ahead.
And,
And,
look at those counties in there. We got some West Tennessee counties that I know. Hardeman is right up in there.
Henry,
Is it?
Hardeman, Hardin, Stewart.
All right.
Those are our counties always in.
And Stewart is in Region 1, even
Yeah.
though it's across the river.
Right.
We count it as Region 1. So those figures are in. So
And-
we've already had I don't know what the record is, but we're ahead of last year.
Right.
Let's just. I can remember, and you can too, Dave, and I know Gene can too, when we were really happy to get 10,000 was
When I
something.
first went to work as a wildlife officer,
Which
Henderson County,
Yeah, what was
the
it?
first turkey season,
Yeah.
in my county, they killed 3
total.
total. And
Wow.
they killed maybe a dozen up on Natchez Trace. That'll
that-
be May.
Yeah, everybody was wanting to go because I was up at LBL area with the Tennessee Outdoor Writers Association, their big conference last weekend after I left the show here, and they were talking about. I can remember when I wanted to get drawn for LBL.
Right.
That's where the turkeys were. Natchez Trace, boy, everybody wanted to get one of those permits, But now, I can't tell you how many turkeys we saw just driving up to LBL in that area up there.
That's good
It's-
measurement.
Yeah, and of course we don't have time, but we could talk about the bear if we wanted to. But the bear sighting had to be in Fraser.
That's and there was another guy that commented, on our Facebook page, and I kind of alluded to it. I said, that you had this report of this bear,
Yeah,
and of course our officers went out, Memphis Animal Control officers. They had the Memphis Metro Police. They put their helicopter up, and they was looking out, and of course they didn't come up with anything. And one guy remarked on the Facebook that there was like 20 people said they seen this bear, but nobody got a picture of it.
nobody
Yeah.
got a.
Everybody's got a phone.
Everybody's got a phone.
Yeah, get the Polaroid camera. All right, we're going to take our first break in the morning, come back, and head up to the White River where they've got plenty of water. And we're going to talk to Ron Brannaman at Gaston's. Be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790.
Where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis